I'm Candy Princess Tiffany Avatar, and you, my little gumdrops, are watching Papa Dank Beyond the Barricade.
I am hanging out with the one and only Jorge La Bestia. What is up, brother?
Man, shit.
That's right. What's up? Tell everybody about the next NYWC show.
Yo, next NYWC show. Your boy versus CJ Bambino. We go way back now. A long time ago. We actually were brought up together in training. So
That guy's a bully, man.
I don't know about that. I mean,
Oh, he's a bully, all right.
maybe on NYWC, yeah.
100%. 100 at NYWC is and at SWA, just so you know. All right.
Well,
all
you
right.
know, we work together in SWA. You know that, right?
Where can everybody follow you?
Jorge _ La Bestia 22 on Instagram.
All right, don't forget NYWC. Check them out. Go to the next show. Get your tickets now.
I just want to say that it was super rude of you to walk away from me earlier.
Talking to the New York State champion, you're going to have to pay up.
Do you take Kale?
Dude, goodbye.
Whip wreck, Cation, doesn't matter.
We'll see what happens, but it looks like we have a special guest.
Get my earplugs on.
No. You was looking for Tina, and then you talk about people dominate tonight, all right? The Dirty Deeds, they got nothing.
Draco is now the new Starlet champion. What's going on?
Hi, I am fearless princess, so why not team up?
All right, now just announced by Mr. Joel Maximo for February.
The show is called The Shadow Band, and I was like, that's kind of...
Hold on. Let me speak. Okay?
But today I got a very special guest. I got the great.
Welcome to Beyond the Barricade. I'm your host, Papa Dank, and today I got a very special guest. But before I bring him on, let me say one thing. I want to thank Bree Combination Wrestling for letting me hang out there Saturday night. I had a great time. The show was great. Queen of the North. Make sure you guys check out Bree Combination Wrestling, please. All right, let me bring to you my guest at this time, the People's Choice, the one and only Draco. What's up?
Back again, like I never left. Papa, what's going on, man?
It's like you never left. You're back home.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Welcome in Team Bestie. Team Draco's in full effect.
Somebody's got some brains out there. Somebody has your boys back.
Somebody's got your back. I got your back, man.
All right, good. Because if you didn't, you got to take one, man. I'm sorry. You got to take one.
I mean,
Either with me or against me, man. Either with me or against me. That's how I am now, man.
I am a
changed
champion.
since the last time you seen me, bro. Things have changed.
I see. I mean, your hairstyle for one.
Well, you know, you gotta drop a little thing. You know what I mean?
Looking good, though.
Hair.
Looking good.
It's just hair. But hey, you know, when they told me, they were like, "Hey, man, we want a new thing for you." I was like, oh, "Okay, well, what can I do?" That's the dragon. We already know I'm the last dragon. You know, with that movie, I said, "Screw it, might as well turn my hair blonde and call it the glow." You know what I mean? That's what I thought of at first. You know, I was trying to get that over, but at the end of the day, it's just hair, man. It's just hair.
It's looking good, though, man. Looking good.
Let's
start off with MCW right here. Cage Chaos. Every match will be in a 14-foot high steel cage. Oh my God, I didn't even know about this. So I just pulled it up. Holy cow. Woo! Mark Tree 2024 live wrestling action. MCW May 4th. Don't miss it. There's the whole MCW crew.
Man. Look at the hustlers back there. There's my unks right there, man.
But why are you not in front and center? Like, you should be front and center.
You're darn right. Why am I not front and center? We need to talk to the MCW offices or whoever does the programs or anything around there and get me as the top guy. Get me as the top face. That's right.
We need to talk to all them claps, man. All 200.
Right. Because it's a whole bunch of them. You understand? It is a whole bunch of. There's Mama Clap. There's Papa Clap. Granddaddy Joe Clap. There's Clap Junior. There's everybody in there is a clap, man. I almost called myself Draco Clap as soon as I went in there, man. I was like, hey, they got a new clap here with it. Which family reunion are you part of? You know what I'm saying?
They almost call me Papa Clap. So
Hey, man, or something in the gene pool or something like that, man, for sure.
I don't know what's going on, man. All right, so let's start off with how you been. First of all, how are things with you?
Things have been great, man. Things have been great. God's been good, and He's good all the time. I always give my thanks to the one up high, and He's got me this far. I've stuck with Him since then. I'm gonna keep with Him. So He's given me blessing after blessing. I can't help but be grateful for that.
Good, good. Now, since the last time you talked, what has been your best match since the last time we talked?
Whoa, man. When's the last time we talked? Whew,
Well,
that
it's
was a
been
while
at
ago,
least a
wasn't it?
year.
Yeah, it's been at least a year. Man, I would have to say the tag team match of Memphis Wrestling before we turned heel with me and Geo Savage before we were the last Savages against DK and Ray Ray. I would have to say that was a very good match between both of us. One working with my the guy who trained me, DK. You know what I mean? Working with
Right.
another one of my training buddies and training mates, if you will, Ray Sanders, who I think is one of the most gifted professional wrestlers in the Mid South. And I've said that to his face, and he knows that. But he also knows that I'm on his heels. So I always thought that me and Ray had this good friendly rivalry. But at the end of the day, somebody's got to be the winner at the end of the bell being rung. So, but at that time, it was them. But after that, we said, screw it, we're going to change our way and our outlook on things, and we're going to do things how we want to do it, not how we think the fans should think we should do it. You know what I mean? We're going to go our
Right.
own way. Um, what else has happened after that, man? Of course, I went blonde. There was too cool in Memphis. They
Uh-huh.
came back, and the rest is history. But ever since then, we still have proved day in and day out that Gio and I, the Last Savages, are the baddest tag team in Memphis wrestling, past, present, or future. Don't care what anybody says. Don't care what nobody has to say. You understand?
Right.
And we will continue to be the baddest until our time is up, and our time is not going to be up for a while.
Okay. Papa
Yeah.
Clap. All right, now let's go in. You haven't given up on singles action though, right?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, the singles action is just picking up. You understand? Of
Uh-oh.
course, MCW, I've graced my presence. Of course, the Dragon has graced his presence with MCW. And from then, he's come on to become the people's choice, the self proclaimed people's choice, if you will.
Uh-huh.
Because love me or hate me, you got to watch me. And that's all you could ever
Well,
do.
well,
As
we have somebody in the comments who's a hater right now. Maybe you recognize this guy, Mr. Dorian Vane. Look at this nonsense.
tell Dorian to one change his name again and change his hair color back. Okay, the blonde gimmick's already done. Blonde gimmick's already done, bro. I don't care what title you got, Dorian. I don't care what title you got now. I don't care what face of what promotion you're in right now. You're on my time, bud. You're not finna steal my shine. Not ever.
He does got to do something about his hair. It's a little
Right,
off.
right. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know whose hair looks better, his or Trump's. But we're not gonna talk about politics right now.
He said, "I definitely look better."
Yeah, it's because you got all those Mickey Mouse tattoos, boy. But then we're talking about me. We're not talking about Dorian Vane right now, the Trump. We're not talking about Dorian Vane. It's the Dragon's time now.
Dorian just wants to get in on the action. I get it.
Right.
Oh man! All right. So, who have you crossed off your bucket list of opponents that you wrestled?
Well, like I said, I've wrestled Derek King. I've wrestled Ray. We've wrestled the Too Cool too. One of the famous Mid South Wrestling and Memphis Wrestling tag teams, legendary tag team. I give
Okay.
my props to them. Those guys came back. They came in and whooped ass. And we whooped ass too. I say we deserved that ass kick for a little bit because I specifically was doing a little bit more talking than I was supposed to have. But hey, you give the Dragon a live mic, and of course he's gonna drop some heat on him. I didn't expect that to happen, but it happened. It hasn't been mentioned since then, and it's not going to be mentioned anymore. But hey, it was in that moment. It was something to behold, and it was shock and awe. It was shock and awe, and that's what we were going for.
Okay. Sorry, man. I can't beat this cough. I just can't get rid of it.
She all good. Hey, man, something going
I've
around, man. Everybody's coughing around here, man.
I've had it for months. I can't get rid of it. I think it's got to do with my asthma.
Well, I would have blamed it on 420, but hey, I mean, you already brought it out with it, man. So
I don't smoke, man.
just had.
I never
Hey, man,
smoked ever.
I hope not. I hope not.
I
No, I'm just
haven't.
kidding. I would think you in New York, man. So hey, I've been in New York a couple times, and well,
S-
that's
s-
another
s-
time. That's another
Speaking
story.
of New York, when are you gonna come wrestle here?
Hey man, you give me a place, you give me a time, you give me a location, I'll be right there, man. That's only a flight away, and I got some folks in New York that are willing to see me and willing to be where I'm at. Have me there, so let's do it.
All
Anytime you
right.
want, baby.
Any promotion that's watch? Oh, here we go. Any promotion that's out there watching, make sure you go on the People's Choice and pick Draco. Nobody cares about you getting beat up by some ARP card carrier.
Hey, but he was beat up by him first, so just
Dorian needs
talking
to
real,
go.
man.
He needs to just fix his hair first. All right. Tag teams you want to wrestle that you haven't had a chance to wrestle since you're in a tag team now.
Man, whew, I want to wrestle the LA Hustlers again. I really do.
LA Hustlers.
Um,
Yeah,
I
they're
really
supposed
want to wrestle the LA Hustlers again. There's a couple of new tag teams in Memphis Wrestling that haven't had the pleasure of being in the ring with, of course, myself and Gio Savage, the last Savages.
to.
Um, not, and I know we're talking about tag teams, but can we go back to MCW for a second? Can we go back to MCW for a second? Can we talk about the
Absolutely.
Circle of Bosses? Can we talk about the powerful faction and the powerful trio that is Don Montana, the boss, the Bluff City boss, one.
Uh-huh.
Powerhouse stacked and jacked, man. Stacked and jacked. When those gloves come on, you better watch out because them clubs are coming. You got the enemy of average, Geo Savage, my tag team partner, one half of the last Savages. And not only that, the man has a killer tornado kick. And of course, you got to put the people's choice in there, the last dragon himself, a powerful deal, of course, charm and charisma personified. You have a circle of bosses. And like I said, and like Serena's saying, we are mint, we are money, and we are the best thing going in MCW today.
Freaking Dorian.
Today. And we're taking over. And everybody says, oh, take over this, we're taking over there. No, we're really taking over. We're starting with the junior heavyweight title, so I hope Serpent is ready. I hope Serpent is ready at any time, at any place, because that axe kick may come down and he is never going to see it coming. He is never going to see it coming. Then after that, once I take the junior heavyweight title, we're going to go on, and who knows, it may be Gio, hell, it may be even Don, it may be both of them. You never know. They may hold the MCW world title together. You never know. But when it comes to one thing, we're going to hold all the titles at the end of the day. And we have officially have taken over MCW. It would officially be the Circle of Bosses. It won't even be called MCW anymore. It'll be called the Circle of Bosses Wrestling.
The Circle of Bosses Wrestling. I like that name,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. I mean, here's my heel talking. You got no choice. Got no choice but to like it. Got no choice. That's with everybody that goes in any wrestling promotion that I'm in, or anybody that the Circle of Bosses features in.
Uh-huh.
You can like us, you can hate us. It don't matter. You're gonna watch because you got no choice. You came to see us anyway.
Okay.
Just saying.
Also,
Just talking. I'm just talking real, man.
yeah, that guy keeps talking too in the freaking chat, man, over there. We won't be
He's got
quiet.
nothing else better. He's got nothing else better to do.
He's got nothing else to do tonight. I mean,
Yeah.
he maybe he just wants to see you and what you're doing.
I don't know, man. He's always admired me. Ever since we were training mates. Nobody wants to mention that, but yeah, Dorian and I we did train together. We did come up together.
Okay.
But hey, just like now, I've got better knees than him, so I stand 10 feet toes down. I just
All
mess
right.
with you, Dorian. You know you're my boy, man.
All right. Tell me about some goals you have for this year compared to last year.
Like I said before, the goal is to always get signed. The goal is always to get some major company to say, man, you got what it takes, but can you do it for long term? You know what I mean? I'm young, I'm healthy, I got I've got everything I've got going on. I've got a college degree, of course. You know what I mean? I always put that in there because education is the key to getting somewhere. You know what I mean?
It's funny. I just had a conversation with a fellow wrestler, like yourself, not me, because I'm not a wrestler. We were talking about a seminar, and they were told that they're coachable. So, do you think that you're coachable? Like, can a company coach you to, to their standards in that company? Do you
I
feel
mean,
that way?
most definitely, man.
Because some wrestlers aren't. Let's be honest with each other. Some wrestlers are just stuck in their ways.
The business that we are in, you have to realize it is a business. You know what I mean? Nobody goes into the job in their first day thinking, "Oh, I got this down pat." You got to learn. And like I was watching Derek King's, Beyond the Barricade podcast before then. He said the greatest thing he ever heard was, well, I won't say what he said, but it's sit down and shut up. I've heard that. I've heard that the lesser way. I've heard that the nicer way. I've heard that the harder way. You know what I mean? But it's real. You're young. You're new in the game. Yeah, you may think you know everything, but at the end of the day, you don't. So you got to sit down. You got to shut up. You got to do what the old man says, because at the end of the day, the old man is here for a reason. And there's a lot of people that, I hate to say it so loosely, but there's a lot of people that die young in this game. You know what I mean? They say fear the old man that is still alive in the young man's game. So you got to listen to him.
Right.
I would say I am coachable. I'm here. I'm still here.
Good.
I'm still working in other places, and that doesn't mean anything. But still, there's evolution there. I'm not the green kid I just was when I came in here. Yeah, it's only been maybe a year and some change, going on 2 years now. But I've learned, and I'm still learning, and the goal is to always constantly learning. Never, once you figure it out, you think you know everything, you need to get out of the game.
Kelly over there says that's great advice.
I'm just passing down what was passed down to me, man.
Have you been able to attend seminars with anybody?
Oh, definitely. I just did a seminar with TSW, actually. That's Texas Style Wrestling. And they're down near the Dallas, Texas area. I think they work out of Forney. And that's with Rodney Mack. And there's a couple of other guys that I know and I've worked with that are also a part of that team. You got guys like Mike Anthony, Genetic Nightmare, who's I would say he's one of my mentors. I put myself under his wing. You got guys like Action Jackson, for sure. Of course, both of those guys being the OMGs. They do their thing down in Texas, and they're wanting to put us young guys on too and give us a little inspiration and motivation and advice that we do need, because back then, being a young guy, they didn't give advice to the young cats and the young guys that wanted this and were passionate about this. They beat them up, take their money, and say, hey, that's such is life, kid. But now they got guys that, hey, you look good, you know what you're doing, but you just need a little bit something else. And that's a little bit more training, a little bit more experience. You got to hear that from other places. Other people may not feel that same way, but they've had their careers. It's our time now. And I love saying that. I love pitching that it's the new generation. In WWE, it's a new era. Vince McMahon's not there no more. We've got Paul Levesque now, as they're saying. We know him as Triple H, but it's the Paul Levesque era. We never even thought we'd be hearing his shoot name in the WWE.
Right.
Their standpoint, period. And the fact that he's taking it so seriously and making it to a higher level, it's not. I can't even call it Attitude Era-ish. It is Renaissance. You know what I mean? It's new. It's brand new. It's a breath of fresh air. It's something that we needed for a long time.
Right. Cole says, "What's up, Draco?" Cole Jackson.
Cole Jackson, baby, one of the best wrestlers in EPW today. And shout out to EPW, man. Shout out to all the promotions that I've worked. Of course, Memphis, it's home base. Of course, EPW and Boonville. Of course, MCW and Osceola with the claps. Mama clap, it's one of my favorite claps, because she claps back at me when I'm in the ring with her. So I got to clap back and she claps. And I'm like, oh, you like what I'm doing to your son? I'll do this to you later. Oh, my fault, Mama clap. Go a little too far sometimes. Shout out to Premier Pro Wrestling. Shout out to Pro Wrestling, period. You know what I mean?
Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, that's hopefully I can get back to that place soon too, man. Premier's, I'll say this, Premier's belts are the most beautiful belts I've seen in the Mid-South. And of course everybody says, well, don't be a mark for titles and stuff like that. But we're all working together in trunks anyway. Yeah, titles are beautiful. What are we working for if we're not working for belts anyway? You know what I mean? Wrestling is an oxymoron, and it's a contradiction. You want to know how I know? It's because we got guys that are working together, but they also hate each other, that are wrestling in trunks and underwear, if you will, for belts. Make that make sense. But hey, that's just how I think of it. But it's fun. You know what I mean? And we do this for a living, and we do this for the people. So that's all we can do. That's why we call ourselves the people's choice.
100%. I love looking at different like wrestling belts for different companies, man. I don't know. There's something just about a good looking wrestling belt that makes you
Right.
go, man.
But
That champ's got the best belt around. That's dope.
with a good looking belt, you need a good looking guy or gal, woman,
That's true.
female to put it on.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean?
Speaking of females, if you could have an intergender match, and I know I didn't ask you this last time, who would you have it with?
That's a tough question, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. That is a tough question.
There's a lot of good ones.
There's a lot of good ones.
I'm gonna bring one up real quick. Nyx.
Oh man, the goddess of the night, Nyx. She's
Who's
yeah,
on next, by the way.
Well, one, she's got everything going for her. But I would say, first of all, Cassandra Golden, who just turned heel, you know what I mean, which I think is it's perfect. You know, I think she needs to join the Last Savages, and
You see that?
yeah,
You know why it's funny.
I know why it's funny, but we're not gonna talk about that.
No, we won't talk about that.
We gonna kayfabe down.
We're gonna kayfabe.
But I would say, no, Cassandra Golden is definitely one I'd like to have an intergender match with. Of course, her joining the Last Savages, I think, would be great for television, you know, and great for wrestling, period. Hell, she's not a wrestler, but my woman, I'd be in an intergender match with her any day. You know what I mean? That can be no falls anywhere, you know, anybody. Me and her all day, man. Tag team. Lady Draco and Draco, man.
Lady Draco versus Draco.
Yeah. Shout out to Lady Draco,
the
man.
Draco
Always.
Championship.
Yeah, the Draco Championship. Into the Draco Championship. There you go.
That's right.
Book that. See how many people come on the show.
All right. What states have you crossed off your bucket list that you wrestled in the year that you haven't wrestled before that?
Of course, Tennessee. Of course, Arkansas. Of course, Mississippi. I haven't done anything in Texas still, but we'll get there. That's a long process, and of course, along with that, there's a lot of personal stuff with that too. You know what I mean? But
Nyx is chiming in. Look at that.
I'm not skipping over you, man. I'm not skipping over you, but the dragon's scared of nobody, first of all. And the dragon's never scared of no man, no woman, no thing on this planet.
Right.
So if you want some, you can bring it. And if you don't know, well, now you know.
All right, we better get off that subject, man. Talk about something recent that you did was fun.
Well, I'll say. Well, we just had a taping in Memphis Wrestling this past Sunday, and I got the day before that we had my sister's baby shower. So and I got to bring my oldest brother down from Clarksville, and my oldest brother is like one of the biggest wrestling fans I know. He's one of the reasons why I got into wrestling, because when you get out of college, you don't know what to do. It's like, hey man, I know we're going off the whim here, but you ever thought about this? And he's like, he broke it down. And he was like, basically everything that I was hearing from him is what I needed to hear. He was the fly in my ear that was just telling me, it makes sense for you to do this. It makes sense. So got to drive him down from Clarksville yesterday or Saturday. I just drove him back up Saturday this morning, or yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening, came in this morning. He got to watch me wrestle, and yesterday for the Memphis taping, and he got to watch me wrestle. It was great. He was proud of me, and my big brother is one of my big sister. They're the reasons I do the stuff I do now. You know what I mean? Like I was raised by a village. Of course you have like parents and aunties and stuff like that, but I lost that a lot as a kid. You know what I mean? So I had my brother and sister to nurture me and stuff like that, and and from them came the village. So with that, all I can do is just give back to the village that gave to me, the people that gave to me. That's why I call myself the people's choice. It's not really because I want to be like The Rock or anything like that. It's because I do this for my family, for the people that made me.
He's the people's champion. You're the people's choice.
There you go. Well, there you go. And plus, he's trademarked that too to make it seem like nobody else can have that. But he got that from somebody else, so it's not like he I ain't gonna say Rock wants his ball and take it home, but hey, he's a multimillionaire, so I can't tell him what to do.
I mean,
I can't.
he's the final boss. So
Yeah, he's the final boss, and he can dish out an ass whooping, as we saw. He give Cody
recently,
Rhodes in that ring. That was cinematic, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'm a Mark fan for Rock. Everybody knows this, but that was cinema right there. The
that
rain,
was
Cody bleeding, the Mama Rhodes belt, the vest. You know what I mean? The only thing that was wrong about that, well, not even wrong, but we saw the truck, the trailer of John Cena and Stone Cold on there, which is kind of giving out hints of
what's
foreshadowing
to
what
come.
could happen at WrestleMania. But then
Right,
we heard the gong at WrestleMania with Undertaker, and there's
right,
no problem with that at all. You know what I mean? Taker is Taker. He's a legend for a reason. He's the icon, the phenom for a reason. Anytime
right.
that gong goes off, he's going to get that pop because one, he deserves that. But we all knew that was going to be Austin. They had thrown out too many 316 references for Austin not to be there. But I get why he wasn't there, and they both said it was a money thing. Which, of course, like I said, it's a business. So
Right.
hey, but if we could have heard that glass break at WrestleMania, man,
I
Rock
would
would
have
have
made it
shit his
the
pants.
night.
That would have made it. That would have made. I don't know if I can, I'll shoot off extremities on here, but
You
yeah,
can.
he would have crapped the bed for sure, man, for sure. And that's what we wanted, because we
Right.
know that's the only guy who can really take him down.
Are you so you still do you watch other promotions other than WWE? Are you
Oh
watching
yeah,
anything?
I was on the road back from Nashville, from Clarksville last night, and I was just turned on AEW's Dynasty. Um, Last night, and I'm listening to it as I'm on the road 3 hours down
Right.
from Clarksville to Memphis. And I gotta say, man, it was. I thought it was a great pay per view. And everybody talks about AEW is like WCW 3.0 and stuff like that. Look, wrestling is wrestling is wrestling. There's a reason why you have different channels because if it wasn't WWE, you just know WWE and that's it. There's a
Yeah.
reason why we have WCW. There's a reason why we had ECW. There's a reason
Right.
why we have Paul Heyman because of ECW. You know what
Right.
I mean? One
Right.
of the greatest minds and managers in professional wrestling history. You have to have a little something different because if you go to the same place every time, it becomes rigid and stale. Word to Uncle Iroh, if anybody knows who that is. Um, so you gotta watch different stuff. You gotta have different flavors. That's why you have different pizzas. Nobody wants cheese all the time. You gotta throw a little meat on there. You
That's
gotta
right.
throw a little pineapple, if you will. You gotta throw a little veggie on there because that's what other people want. Different flavors, different strokes for different folks, man.
What did you
But
think of Swerve winning the championship?
I loved it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think he deserves it. I believe it was his time. And the build up to it was great. And the way they build up Swerve. I had known Swerve for a little bit. In AEW, but once they started to build him up, I said, let me do my research on this guy. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And Swerve was that dude. He's always been that dude. He's always been that charismatic. I don't give a attitude.
Super
I'm going to
talented.
show the world. Yeah, he's definitely talented. He's got all the charm in the world. He's got everything going for him. Then Prince Nana, he's got the manager, of course. Swerve when I drive Prince Nana, he's just building it up. He's just
Yeah.
more fuel to the fire. And everybody knows Prince Nana as his manager. He was a wrestler at the time too. And Prince Nana was
Yeah.
was throwing them bows too, man. He was swinging
Yeah.
them bodies too. Prince Nana was a force to be reckoned with in that ring. And people got to do their research. I'm young, but hey, I do my research. Prince Nana was that guy. So with Swerve, leading the charge now with AEW, I think it can go into very good places. And of course, you had Ospreay and Daniel Bryan or Brian Danielson, excuse me,
Right.
the American Dragon, another part of the Dragon family, another Draco of mine, Draco brother of mine. They put on an instant classic. Instant classic. Will Ospreay, coming from the UK and being a part of New Japan and every other promotion that he's in, he excels in everything he does, and he's evolved as the wrestler that he is, and he's still young. What I mean, a lot of these guys started when they were 16, 17, 18. They're not coming in as 25 to 29, 30-year-old guys that just started doing this and then now they have the rhythm of it. No, these guys have put in effort amount of time and years for to get to the level that they're at now. You know what I mean? And it's the same on the WWE side too, with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Of course, Cody Rhodes. We've seen his evolution. You know, because that's what I feel that's the basis of this game. You know, you have your character, you have your gimmick or whatever, but if you can evolve that, nobody wants to see the same thing for years on, except in few circumstances like Hogan. You know, everybody wants to see the leg drop. Of course, everybody's going to see the stunner, the tombstone, the tongue out with the cutting of the throat with the Undertaker, the taking off of the elbow. Everybody's going to want to
Right.
see that, of course, because they built that. You know, this new generation of wrestling, they want high spots. They want they want the flips. They want everything that you haven't seen before on a daily basis, though. You know what I mean? But the fact that you can perform at that caliber and you'll be fine, do it. You know, and that's what Will Ospreay does. And Brian Danielson, you know, his time with ROH, you know, definitely enhanced the indie scene for sure. And it makes us
Right.
indie guys, you know, even grateful to be in here for guys like him and Samoa Joe. And hats off to Samoa Joe too for carrying that belt, man. You know,
Yeah.
and putting AEW on his back like that, because without he took it off MJ, took it off MJF, and MJF is one of the pillars of AEW. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I thought the ladder match was great. You know, Jack Perry coming back. You know, Cry Me a River. I thought that was fantastic. You know, he got his pop from that. But what's going to lead to that though? That's what all the vets are going to say. What is that going to go to? You know, I don't know what that was for. It's for pops. You know, AEW does stuff for pops. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Because that's just a different genre of wrestling, I would say.
Right.
We wrestle for pops, and you know, once they have their stories, you'll follow that. You know, so I'm very interested in what AEW goes to.
I'm excited to see what happens next.
Oh yeah.
Even though I missed the, I watched up to the Willow Nightingale match and I passed out because I was going on an hour's sleep.
He said, "Fall asleep on the Willow
I
Nightingale."
was out.
Exactly.
My friend came over and I just passed out.
Yeah.
I was out like a light.
No,
Yeah,
I thought it was a good pay per view though, man. It was definitely good. Or
but I
premium
enjoyed the
live
Willow
event, as
match.
WWE said. Yeah, definitely. I enjoyed every match. I'm not even gonna lie to you. The Hook and Chris Jericho match. Well, everybody's like, Jericho retired, man. If Jericho was more of the training side, if he showed like, all right, this is how this is done, this is how this, then if Jericho was more like the Dean Malenko, you know how Dean Malenko is now.
Yes.
Yeah, that I feel that's what his role should be. But I don't make the decisions. I'm not a booker. I'm not there yet at that level to even say stuff like that. But a man can voice his opinion. Hook, I believe, I believe is a future star of AEW. If not, he's a star now, of course. But
Yeah.
Hook needs somebody to take it to him. You know what I mean? And I don't mean a veteran. I mean a guy that can match him. You know what I'm saying? And I don't
Yeah.
want to toot my own horn, but I feel if anybody can do that, once I get there, of course, I feel me and Hook can definitely do some killer stuff. You know, I just did a post on my Instagram with the FTW title in front of the Memphis Wrestling logo. Just, what if? You know what I mean? Just what if? But Hook is definitely one of those guys that I saw, and as soon as he debuted, I was like, yeah, that guy's somebody to look at, and somebody that you can't mess with, but you got to mess with. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Of course, his dad being Taz, the legend that he is, and Team Taz, and bringing the FTW championship and making it worthwhile. You know, he's the reason why people are still fighting for that championship, and it needs new
Yeah.
contenders. It needs some
It
contenders.
does.
Screw it, you make it a major title. It's not. There's nothing minor about it. That's a historic title.
Title. It
So
is.
let it be historic. Let some rivalries come through that thing, man. Let some people fight for that thing, and I mean really fight, really get it in with these guys. Let it make itself known again. That's just my take on that.
The FTW title should be the people's title.
You hear me? The Dragon's title, Draco's
The
title.
Dragon's title.
You should screw the world. You know what I'm saying? Put a dragon on there and just say the people's title.
You should check out Brie Combination Wrestling. Their actual logo is a dragon,
Really?
and their
Somebody
belts
needs to crash
got
the
dragons.
party.
Those belts have dragons. It's dope. Now I was talking to the owner, and I was like, man, those belts are really nice and stuff. He's like, thank you, blah blah. And then we were talking about like he loves Game of Thrones. He's like, I love dragons. That's why I put it on my championships and this and that. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty dope. That's different and unique, and I like that stuff.
Sounds like I need to hit them up.
You gotta hit them up.
You know.
Recombination Wrestling.
Recombination Wrestling.
Yes, Recombination Wrestling. I can send you the details. All right. One last question for the road. Tell me about a great rib story that happened to you.
Oh Lord, rib stories. Oh man, do I have any rib stories? I got a couple. I mean, I don't want to bring him in here, but he's gonna hate me for telling this story, but I don't even care. Okay, so me and my guy Ray Collins were ribbed one day. Well, we weren't ribbed, but we were ribbed. So of course, you know, when you have bookings and stuff like that, and you're part of, you know, you have in the social media world that we live in, you have groups that you have on social media. So one day, I'm what it looks like on the picture. I'm chilling with, you know, all the way Ray Collins by his car, and in this picture, I've got my shirt off, and he's got his shirt open, and it's just the way that we're standing. It just looks real. Like, you ever seen that skit of Two Wild and Crazy Guys?
Yes.
It's damn near of that caliber of Two Wild and Crazy Guys. You know, Ray Collins doesn't drink, but he looks stone cold drunk in this photo. I don't know why he's looking like this. And me, the goofball that I am, you know what I mean? I may be this mean guy on the inside, but on the outside, I'm a real goofball. So I go along with it. So, and then it comes out and they put it in the group, and everybody's like, what is this? What is this? And so everybody's just going crazy over that thing. And it was like, oh, this is really what Memphis Wrestling is about. Oh, okay. But that's just one of the stories. Just something funny that, you know, we both looked at and we looked like, you know, it was just funny to us. But that I feel that's the only other rib that I want to tell. I've been ribbed another time, but I don't want to tell that story because it makes me mad. And I know he's not listening, but if Tim Bosby knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. He knows what I'm talking about.
Draco, thank you for returning to the podcast. We gotta have you back sooner than a year, man.
Hey, man, hopefully my hair is either a different color or it's not there no more.
Hopefully we bump into each other someday.
Yeah, man, definitely can make that happen. You know, and the year, you know, we're only in April, about to go in May. You know, we got the summer going on, and I plan to do a lot of traveling in the summer for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Serena send you some people to hit up. Okay.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. This was a blast. 100%. I always love coming here.
I always love having you, brother. All right, let everybody know where they can get Draco merch and then when they can follow you.
Hey, man, you want to follow the Dragon, of course, the people's choice. So make some noise. You can follow me on Instagram and on Facebook at Draco the Last Dragon. I am on TikTok now, and I am getting more on TikTok. So promos will be coming in. You know, little highlights from matches will be coming in on Draco's TikTok. That's Draco, yes, yup, at Draco, yes, yup. Yes, yup. It's one of those things I do. But you can follow me on there, like I said, Instagram and Facebook, Draco the Last Dragon. Draco, yes, yup on TikTok. You know, follow Memphis Wrestling, EPW, MCW. You can watch MCW on TikTok every Friday nights on their TikTok, man, live shows. You may see the Dragon out there doing some crazy stuff or even saying some crazy stuff because, you know, once the Dragon gets his heat out there, it's going to be spitting fire and spitting venom. But that's all from the Dragon. If you don't know, well, now you know. It's DRACO. Yes! Yep!
All right. As for me, this week on the podcast, coming up next is Nix. Nix is joining me at 8 o'clock. That is next. Also this week, we have the dude, Morgan Williams, coming up this Thursday. You know the dude.
Yeah, the dude Meister.
The dude. And I will be doing an NYWC preview card with the cancer fighter, Sean Wagner.
All right.
This Friday at 7. Speaking of that, this Saturday I will be at April Rain as Joey Conway, the NYWC champion, takes on Joel Maximo, the world famous SATs. Speaking of Ring of Honor days, original Ring of Honor days, Joel Maximo. April Rain this Saturday, April 27th. Make sure you get your tickets at nywcprowrestling.com. 100%. Then also this week, will be the last vlog interaction, as I am here with Kai McKenna, the new champ. She's on the vlog. She is on the vlog, so make sure you check that out this Friday. The last vlog interaction. And why is it the last vlog interaction, Draco? I guess we'll have to stay tuned and find out.
You just have to stay tuned and find out, baby.
That's
Papa
right.
Dank right here.
Papa Dank.
Dank's got everything you're looking for and everything.
Let me tell you something. Papa Dank is hitting the road.
He's hitting the road.
I'm hitting the road. I'm going to St. Louis, Missouri for FanFest 2 right there.
Oh, Papa Dank's hitting the road.
Oh, look who's there. Holla at your player. Teddy Long will be there. Look at all these people going to be there, Draco.
Who you got right there? Who you got right there? Let me
Cowboy Bob
You
Orton.
got Sergeant Slaughter. You got
Jimmy
Sergeant
Hart.
Slaughter. You got Abdullah the Butcher. You got Jimmy Hart.
Haku.
Downtown Bruno. You got You got Godfather Kama Mustafa. Is that Dan Severn? That looks like Dan Severn.
That is Dan
the
Severn.
Toughest man you've ever met in wrestling. Teddy Long. Who else is over there?
Abdullah.
That looks like Coco Beware. Abdullah. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
you got
Coco.
everybody over there, man.
Everybody will be at FanFest 2, so make sure you get your tickets. SICW can be seen on YouTube, and you can also check out the Papa Dank commercial with SICW Wrestling, as well as Titan Championship Wrestling, where I will return for Rise of the Titans on May 11th. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of wrestlers in there, including Wrecking Ball McCluskey from the NWA will be in action. PJ Savage, the heavyweight champ, will be in action. Tiffany Avatar takes on Amity LaVey. It's going to be a crazy night at Rise of the Titans for Titan Championship Wrestling. Lots of stuff, Draco. Lots of stuff. But we can't forget my friends at Victory Pro Wrestling, because they're coming back on June 9th as the gift of Gab. Gabby Ortiz returns to VPW for Summer Showdown. Make sure you go to victoryprowrestling.com to get your tickets, because Gabby has also been seen on TV at Monster Factory on Apple TV, which is up for some awards. So check Monster Factory out. That show is dope.
That's dope. Yeah.
Dope. And Christy says I should drive down to MCW. Maybe this summer. I might actually take the trip.
Come check them out, man.
I'll take the trip. It's my birthday week.
Good stuff playing.
Might as well head down there. All right, everybody. I will be back at 8. See you all later. Draco, just hold on for a second. Everybody else, see you soon.